Okay.
Two common
I think we need another retro to get everybody a little bit. The mystery of Christ's resurrection. So the first couple of verses. Okay. Can you hear me?
మాట్లాడే ముందు just kidding. Go ahead. See?
So why flesh and blood cannot enter the kingdom of God? My discussion is that flesh is imperishable, even the blood. Sorry, flesh is perishable. So, in order to go to heaven, we should have the glorious bodies or the imperishable bodies. So, that speaks about the resurrection here. So, when we are resurrected, when we are alive in this world, when we are resurrected, then only we will have the glorious body, and then only we can be able to inherit the kingdom of God. So, we have seen a couple of references, John 5, 3, 5 to 6, and 6. 1 Corinthians 6 to 9, 6, 9.
Galatians 5.
Yeah, flesh and blood cannot enter the kingdom of God, but the spirit will go to God, who gave it to us. And also, as you asked the second question, what happens at the last trumpet sound? So, the dead who are in Christ will be raised first, and then followed by the people who are living. And if they accept God, then only they will be resurrected. Who will be raised or resurrected? Those who accepted Jesus. And we have seen a couple of other references. 1 Thessalonians 4:16, it says, so when we hear the trumpet of God, then in Christ will rise first. Both dead Christians and living Christians will rise with bodies that will not corrupt.
Okay. What does it mean by flesh and blood? It was referred in many places in the Bible. What does it mean?
Our sinful nature.
Our sinful nature? Flesh and blood.
Weakness.
Weakness.
The natural body.
Born of flesh.
So it's the natural body. This body itself will not be part of the heaven. So it talks about our earthly nature of the body and subsequently the sin and everything. What does it mean by inheriting? What are we going to inherit?
Kingdom of
Kingdom of God. What does that mean? When you inherit somebody's assets, what happens?
We'll own a share
You
of
own
it.
it. Yeah. It's your own. It's not something you share. You own that. It's your inheritance. So what he's saying is, we will inherit the kingdom of God. See what a privilege is that? It's not just we'll become God's children. We are heirs of His kingdom. Okay. So then he talks about the mystery. What's the mystery? And Bible uses the word mystery.
It's the revelation. Truth.
Huh?
The truth.
Yeah.
Even things which are not known.
Yeah. So God revealed. So that's a general truth across the Bible. When I asked the question mystery, we have number of times we came across this word. Those are the hidden things God is revealing to us. That's why it is mystery. Otherwise, He won't say mystery everywhere. And there are places it is very specific. So this is a mystery, how the resurrection is going to happen. These are the things hidden before, but God is revealing to us right now. Right? We are a privileged generation. God revealed these things to us. So this is the mystery. We will not all sleep. What does that mean? You know, what I observed some of the tables here, directly going to the question. My intention of question is just to summarize. You should only meditate the verse. Question is just to summarize once you meditate everything. If you start the question, you're going to miss a lot. Okay, so that's for next week. That's why I put it in the red marks. Don't start with the question. Okay, we will not all asleep. What does that mean? Physical death. We will not asleep. It's a mystery part. It's a resurrection part.
When he comes.
When he comes, we will not all asleep.
I think it's talking about two groups of people over there. One is dead, the other one is who are still alive, and who are believers of Jesus Christ.
Not everybody is asleep. Also, not everybody will probably sleeping as well. Right? We are living in this world. People probably in India will be sleeping when it happens, or we will be sleeping as well.
I mean,
Not everybody is. You take the sleep as dead or either take a sleep, but when it happens, some will be awake, some will be not. But we'll all be changed. Right? So the change will happen like this. Why did he use this twinkling of an eye? Why not like when you take a step or something? Why not compare with something else? That is the quickest movement in our body. Right? Of all the things you calculate, even taking the breath, right? Even comparing with that, this is the quickest. That's a skit. Means he can do it. But the thing is, in that moment, see the question is in a moment. The moment is compared with twinkling of an eye. Right? So we should all remember that. A lot of times we think second coming is like a grand procession. First we will hear the sound and everybody will see that. Then it's not going to be like that. It all happens like that. The trumpet will sound and the dead will be raised imperishable and we will be changed. So what is the most active place where this happens? Burial ground. Amen. What is the most quiet place right now? Burial ground. Isn't it ironic that it's going to be the most active place? Because they'll all will be raising. So if somebody is buying a house nearby, praise God. People don't do that. See, that's why the scriptures are important. Because you will have a different perspective than world. The world will say, don't do that. Don't be anywhere close to sin. The Bible says that when he comes, that's your indication. You probably won't be there, but I'm telling you. Right? So, it is such a wonderful way to, so you have to imagine these things to feel the joy of it. Like, if you're just reading for the sake of it, you won't get it. You just have to let it, sink in and think that it's going to happen and feel it. Okay. So, who will all be raised? Right? That's the question. Because First Thessalonians says, dead in Christ. But there are multiple references which talks about everybody will. Some will be for the part of the glory, some will be for the judgment. So Matthew 7 talks about the judgment very clearly. Okay? So now I'll take a pause. Any questions, any extra comments on these two verses? You can explain anybody now. If somebody says when it's going to happen, either you show them the short film, twinkling of an eye, right? It's going to happen.
God's creation is also dead.
It
has to happen.
There'll be, yeah.
I think that when God said, let all the waters come and let light fill the earth, darkness vanished away in a twinkling. I feel that it's in a twinkling.
Yeah. Completely. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So 53 to 57, those verses. Perishable must put on imperishable. mortal must put on immortality. What does that mean? What's a childcare? When you're prepared, I know the activity. When you're not prepared, I know.
Means that we take the form.
Yes, we'll put on. Yeah. Take the form of it. So what happens then? When this perishable will put on imperishable, when this mortal put on immortality, then will come the saying that is written. And how do you explain this? That's why I sent the question, right? What would be like when you will have immortality? What would you say to death? For you to think that question, you have to put yourself into the position. So think for a minute, immerse yourself that you have that. What would you say to death? Or how would you feel if you put on the immortality?
And will not be afraid of death at all.
Not be-
You are gone now. So you are free.
What would you say, Joel?
Um, so it's a rapture in the God. Generally, I won't think about that. I'll be with God and worship Him.
Right.
So I mean, compare Bible story Lazarus and so he's not thinking about what he's doing there, or he's not getting a chance or అసలు ఆలోచించట్లేదు కానీ హెల్లో ఉన్న అతను మాత్రం seeing and thinking like he's really enjoying that. So obviously, and
You won't be thinking, right?
I won't
Let's
think
that
about that.
now you are thinking about it. How did you? Like that's the question, right? If you are thinking right now that I'm going to be in that position,
in the position is like
immortality, right? You will have that.
yeah, I questioned myself long ago,
Hmm.
and I asked a couple of people like what you're going to do soon after seeing God,
Hmm.
and some told like I'll bow and I'll worship God, but myself I'll hug God and I'll do something.
What others are thinking about? What would you say to that? Thinking today, thinking that it's going to happen. How would it make you feel?
Maybe here it is written right. It's already written that O death, where is your victory? O death, where is your sting? Because why clearly mentioned here this one is as of today in our lives the most difficult thing or something, the most painful thing is death. If someone goes away, that means that we cannot see them again, right? In this world. So death is a kind of thing where everyone fears.
Right.
We discussed about cemetery, why people say don't go near death. Because the fear of death.
Right.
So we
Fear of
have
death.
respect and fear towards death because everyone is afraid of it. I mean, if we are not saved. So that is something, it's always there. So the time when we
Even if you're
resurrected,
saved, we are afraid.
I mean,
Generally speaking.
yeah, you're right. I mean, we are afraid.
But we have assurance.
We have assurance,
But generally
but even like we are afraid to get some
Right.
hurt also, right?
Right.
So the point is that is, I mean, being like this, getting into the imperishable body is an impossible thing to people who don't know, right? So when you transform to that level, you can tell death, where are you? You cannot conquer me anymore.
Right.
You're done. So probably, I don't know.
No, that's thought process right now because once you get there, like
yeah.
Joel said, we don't do
We
anything.
don't do
because
anything.
We are in the presence of
Yeah,
God.
but at this point of time, thinking, probably I would
Thinking that we don't have to deal with any more pain, problems of this world,
Correct.
the problems of job, the problems of life. I mean, all these things are earthly, right? And the death, the fear of non-existence, all those things.
Maybe I mean having assurance. So uncle was వెళ్ళినప్పుడు హార్ట్ bypass. So 911 someone వాళ్ళకి చెప్తా వచ్చాడు కదా. సో ఐఎమ్ నాట్ అఫ్రైడ్ ఆఫ్ డెత్ అని. సో పాల్ ఇక్కడ చెప్పేది ఆయన బతుకున్నప్పుడు చెప్తాడు ఆ హోప్ని బట్టి. సో యా ఈ వర్డ్ మనం అనగలిగేది ఇక్కడ ఉందాం.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
So
what I
and
meant.
we can say the same to the other life.
That's what I meant initially.
Yeah, but the thing is it's talking about eternal death, not the physical death.
Yeah, even that also.
Even Maranama, I agree with the eternal death, but generally there's no more death.
Right.
Death is eternal or physical. So then he says, the sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. How do you explain that? Huh? Pass. Whoever did the Romans Bible study with us,
We were thinking about the Romans 7 chapter a lot. In our discussion, if there was no law, there was no sin. The sin entered by the basis of God's commandment, which was law. God commanded not to eat the fruit. That's the commandment that God gave. But by breaking that commandment, sin entered. So sin ki ఏదైనా బేస్ అని అంటే that's law of God. So the power of sin is the law. So that explains. So if there is no law, there is no sin. Since God gave us the commandment and we disobeyed, so that sin has that power that we disobey. So that explains this.
So this is very fundamental for Christian belief. You need to understand this. We cannot, tiptoe on this explanation. So why the power of sin is the law? Because it kind of contradicts actually. The law is good, and how come the power of sin is the law? So, like brother said, the scriptures provides the evidence for us. So, if you look at Romans 7, right? And always think about this Romans 7 that has a lot of richness about this. So it says, verse 8, but sin, taking opportunity through the commandment, okay? But sin, taking opportunity through the commandment, produced in me coveting of every kind. Do you see that? So sin, taking the opportunity of commandment, ఆజ్ఞని హేతువుగా చేసుకుని, it produced in me all kind of coveting, durasa. Okay? Then you look at 11, verse 11. For sin, taking an opportunity to the commandment, deceived me. The best way to understand this is a perfect example of Adam and Eve. What did God command in Genesis? You shall not eat. That's a commandment. You shall not eat from the particular tree. What did serpent do? Indeed, has God said that? Right? When towards the end God questioned the woman in chapter 3, verse 13, in Genesis, God said to the woman, what is this you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me. See the deception? Agnan Adaram, which is based on the commandment, sin produces all kind of evil, covetousness. The sin has the capacity to deceive you. Without this law, there is no power for the sin. So now you have to think in the combination of, it is not the problem of the law. It is not sin alone. We are in the middle, right? Our flesh is prone to have this kind of feelings. That's why it can produce that kind of thing. It can produce the covetousness. It can deceive. We are in this flesh, right? When we take away from this perishable to imperishable, there is no more that sensitivity in the flesh. We are not susceptible for that kind of covetousness. Right? So the power of the sin is the law means sin taking an opportunity of the commandment produces. The word produces is key. Deceives, that is key. Like Romans 7, 8 and 11. Those are the verses that helps you to understand. Good? Can you tell anybody this? Somebody else? Okay. But thanks be to God who gives the victory to our Lord Jesus Christ, which we know. Okay. Last verse, 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren. So whenever he uses the word therefore, it means based on all the facts I have given, based on all the explanation I have given, based on all the certainty we have in Jesus that we will be resurrected again, based on all these things, because you are doubting, right? Based on all these things, my beloved brethren, be steadfast and immovable. What does that mean? Why is he saying that?
Because their faith is wavering.
Yeah. And somebody says, oh, there won't be any more resurrection. And all of a sudden you're back to square one. Oh, is my belief is true? Things happen in our life. Other times you sit and think, is my faith is really true? Satan will put you in doubt because you are going through a situation, all of a sudden the doubt comes into your mind. And don't blame you. We are exactly like that. Right? We question faith, we question our suffering, we question things that are not happening in our own time. That's what sin is doing. Right? So that's why he's saying steadfast means sthiratvam telugulo. So we say, our parents say, look for what you look for in the kids, some kind of stability in their thinking. Because if they're stable, they'll make a good progress in life. If your kid, one of the kid, they're not stable, they're fickle. Students, that are vocabulary word. Fickle means they constantly change their mind. If they're fickle, they're not stable. So he's saying, therefore, be steadfast. Don't be always shaken up by these things that shakes up your faith. Immovable. Right? Don't be constantly moving in your faith, one step forward, two step backward. I will tell you, these things will happen if you lose, even though you're a Christian. If you're not spending time in fellowship with God and fellowship with believers, you will face this. Think about your past where you haven't prayed for a week or not spent time in a fellowship. When you have those things, all of a sudden your body is, your flesh, your soul, everything is susceptible. Now you don't have the same energy to face the powers of this world. And you will lose the ground. That's why he's saying, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. If you are not steadfast, how can you be abounding? Prabhu Karyam, what is the Telugu it says? Karyabhivriddhyan. Prabhu, if you want to do the God's work and you want to abound in it, first you have to be steadfast, you have to be stable, you have to be strong on a foundation. Then you can abound. So the problem here is, these guys they have the faith, they have the belief, but look at all the problems in Corinthian church. Do you think there is a progress in the church in terms of as a church? They are serving Lord, they are growing in the Lord? Probably not, because they are in this vicious loop. They are fighting, and even they are doubting the resurrection. What would you tell if you doubt the resurrection? Would you tell an unbeliever that there is certainty of resurrection? You can't. So that's why he says, therefore, be steadfast and immovable. That's important to our lives as well. How is our faith? Are we shaken up because of our job issues, our green card issues, or health issues, or whatever it is? We always have something. Even if you have $10 million in your bank, you have something else. That's human. Steadfast and immovable, then you will abound. See, if you look at God's character, His mercies, His grace, His love is always abounding in our life. Even though we are not eligible, go to Bible website and say, search for abound word. It will show you a number of scriptures in Old Testament. I have a bunch of them, we don't have time, but God abound, giving us His grace, His mercies, His loving kindness. Right? He abounds us regardless of who we are and our state. So, in the same way, our life should abound in God's word. Only when you are stable in your faith. Otherwise, you're always in this loop. Right? There are a period of time you are close to God, then you will slide down. Then at some point something will happen, you will come back to God, and another period of time. So you're always one step forward, two step backward. That's what is happening in the church. When that is happening, you can minister. You're not ministering to anybody. You're not ministering to yourself. So Paul ends in a very nice way. But this is kind of closing to all the 14 chapters story. Then he talks about greetings in chapter 16. So because of all these things, his prayer is be steadfast. So the question for our spiritual journey is, are we steadfast? Are we immovable? How is our faith? You know the best way to measure? How is your week? How is this week in your life? How did you handle the situations of this week? Definitely you probably have faced something. Right? Did that shake you up? Did that put a lot of doubts in your life? One or the other way. A lot of times it's easy to complain about Corinthians and Adam and Eve. The scriptures are for us, for application. So if you examine your week and if you have difficulty explaining yourself, I am not stable in my faith, that tells something. So now we have to fix that. We have to put our trust back in God. And I've dealt with all this week with Sunitha's situation. I kept asking, I wrote a lot of scriptures. I kept looking into God's word. I said, what does it mean? I found a lot of scriptures. And every scripture I saw, I was looking in the context of what does it mean to what happened in last week. That's how you validate. Yes, I was scared. We were all fearful. We were all doubted. But at the same time, you have to continue your journey. Right? God's ministry, God's work will not stop. So, it's a perfect way to examine our life. The resurrection is certainty, but are we certain in abounding in the work of God? If you are not preparing for the Bible study, we are not abounding in the work of the Lord. I'll be very honest with you. Right? If you are not coming to Sunday worship on time, we are not abounding in the work of the Lord. Right? If you are not waking up in the morning and reading the Word of God and praying, you are not abounding in the work of the Lord. If you're telling your wife and kids, God's coming is certain, we better get ready. That means parents have responsibility to teach the kids. Pray with them, help them. What is abounding the work of the Lord? Abounding the work of the Lord not is preaching, not sharing God's word door to door. Those are all important. It starts with our personal life or family life. That's what God gave us first. Everything else is. Okay? Examine. If something comes up your mind, go and confess. Fix it for next week. That's how God do things. And God gives us one day at a time. We don't plan for months. Tomorrow is important. Today is important. Uncle says tomorrow is mystery. Yesterday is history. Today is important. Only today is what it is. So go and confess and ask God's help. Okay? Okay, so we need to start it on time. I moved 7:45 to 8. We all made the decision. Now it's become 8:15. So we're going to cut the songs because I think meditation is key. So we should start like 8 o'clock to study so that we'll get an hour. Because some will have a rough week, so they won't come prepared. I understand that. But if everybody make an effort, I'll tell you there is so much in it you will learn. If you do it, it will stick in your mind forever. If you hear it from me, probably it will stay for a week and then it will come. Okay? So the leaders have responsibility to tell the remaining part of the team, where are you this week? I don't think leaders are doing a great job.
And team members have to respond to message.
Why are you looking that side?
My team is not there.
Oh, okay. No, just encourage each other. The Bible says that our job is we're all human, we all have a lot of difficulties. But encourage one another. If we can dedicate 1.5 hours on time, we are good. Okay. Let's go to the order of prayer. 5 minutes over. Heavenly loving Father, as we deal with the subject of resurrection, Lord, while one side of us think about people who won't be resurrected because of their faith and the burden we have, or we think about the family members, we think about dear friends. On the other side, we also feel the joy, the sense of joy that we will be with you forever. And we don't have to deal with death, we don't have to deal with the war, deal with the pain and suffering and persecution and troubles of this world. But I pray, see me that Lord, we have established to be steadfast in our faith so that we can abound in the work of God. Lord, we all have our own limitations. We just do enough to say that we are doing good work. No, that's not good enough. We have lot of ministry ahead of us. This place in Bellevue, many of our friends who have heard the gospel nor given their life. It is our responsibility to reach out. Would you please give us the next time of faith this week for grace that we commit our lives, we examine our lives, we do the work to be steadfast, spending time in scriptures. All this week, Lord, the joy of meditating your word fills our heart, changes our life. I pray that, Lord, you move every brother and sister in our fellowship in your presence. And then, Lord, committing our lives to you, born in the world. Oh Lord Jesus, in our fellowship itself, there are many people we are not able to bring them to Christ. Lord, we all need to work together. We all need to pray for them. We all need to reach out to them. We all need to show the love of Christ to them. Oh Lord, you have done the miracles. We have seen families and brothers coming to this fellowship after many years. But that's the work we have at hand. Would you please raise up many brothers and sisters today, this week, to have the burden, to serve, to use their gifts. Thank you and I praise you for the hope of resurrection. Thank you for assuring our hearts that we will be with you forever. Thank you for being with us all this week. We come and trust of time to us. In Jesus' precious name. Amen. Paralokamu nadeshamu, Paralokamu nadeshamu, Paradesini Lokamekanu yatrikudanu, ఎంతో అందమైనది పరలోకము, అసమానమైనది నా దేశము. ఎంతో అందమైనది పరలోకము, అసమానమైనది నా దేశము. ఎల్లప్పుడూ విశ్వాసంతో యాత్రను సాగించేదు, ఎల్లప్పుడూ విశ్వాసంతో యాత్రను సాగించేదు. పరలోకము నా దేశము, పరదేశిని యాత్రికుడను. Let me pray for the video. We are finally finished all the titles and it's only God's timing. I think we are talking about resurrection and the twinkling of an eye and the same theme of Revelation short film. So that's completed. I think it is ready for YouTube release. So let's pray that whoever watches that, they will be touched and not just a film, but more than that, it's a gospel. Okay, let's uplift that video release. Dear Lord, as we meditate upon the mystery of resurrection, the moment we all will be changed and we'll be with you forever. Lord, that is exactly the story that the brothers in the fellowship tried to depict in this video. Lord, while we feel sometimes really happy looking at that video, how it came, more importantly, Lord, we equally have the burden that this will touch many souls, bring many souls to Christ. Lord, I pray this evening as we release, we give glory and honor. It's your work, you have done it. We give you glory, we ask for your blessings. Touch the hearts of the people, they will come to know you. Thank you for the gifts you have given to brothers and sisters, that they can use this. We praise you, Lord. In Jesus' precious name I pray.
Amen.
Amen.